So how do I take my business to the next level, but at the same time, yeah, keeping balance and taking care of myself?
That's a fantastic 10x question, by the way, because the whole idea of 10x, among other things, is you do more with less. 10x has given me language that is, in a way, more evocative for myself. I picked up that language when I was in Silicon Valley and was co-founding a biotech there called Genomic Health, and we had venture capitalists who were funding us, and from their point of view, 10x was we need to have a 10x return. So that was all about finances. My take on that is that this is more holistic than that. This is really about lifestyle, and it's about going across every context of your life. The willingness to say, you know, I'm kind of in the status quo here, but I am willing and able to go forward into something that will most likely be discomforting until I resettle. And so that's where exponential growth comes from. And that as you develop your 10x mindset, what happens is you actually begin to develop confidence and a sense of faith that even though you don't know how you're going to get there, it becomes the way in which you overcome the obstacles that are inevitable in your journey. And when that becomes just part of the process, part of your 10x structure, there's nothing that you can't respond to, right? We carry that from the inside of ourselves, and therefore we, in the embodying of it, we manifest it in everything we do. You find resources you didn't know you have, or you find resources you were not confident to use. And then the final thing is taking strategic risks. It represents an unknown but ambitious goal, bigger than maybe we even know what we can do about it.
I have a business. It's going really, really well. So I'm super busy. My head is always buzzing. And then I cross my limits. I do too much. So I get headaches, for example. So how do I take my business to the next level, but at the same time, yeah, keeping balance and taking care of myself?
That's a fantastic 10x question, by the way, because the whole idea of 10x, among other things, is you do more with less. Your 1x mindset is I do more with more. I mean, the thing is, you'll never be successful with that mindset. That's because the deep structure level of it is not success. There's always more. You are allowing that to be feedback, saying, hey, I want to do it different. I want to do less is more, right? And that is the structure of 10x. And so the question is, how do I do less with more, right?
So how do I do that?
Yeah, okay, well, let's find out. So embodied knowing, close your eyes and just ask yourself, give me one example of how I do less with more.
I already did it a few months ago. I didn't work for 3 weeks and it was amazing. I felt really, really good. And eventually, when I returned home, my business exploded.
So this is really good. This is what I call a reference experience. It's a resource. Structure of it is that whatever you did internally to be able to take that 3 weeks off and then to come back and be ready to go, that is what you then leverage. When you establish your core identity, what you do is you bring those episodes together, you bring coherence to them, and you define yourself in that way. It's like one expression of that core identity for you is, I am less is more. But it's not the fact that you've had a reference experience. It's the fact that that reference experience is the anchor for your core identity, right? It's the evidence that you are less is more.
I am less is more.
Can you feel the difference?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it feels good.
Now remember the secondary decisions you need to make on a regular basis is I am less is more. One thing I'd encourage you to do is to journal for at least a year, every day, how you were less is more. So what you're doing is you're building that infrastructure into your internal world. You're building the filter. You're not only are you're reflecting on it to find it, but you're also seeing it and then choosing to be less is more as you go forward, so that creates a memory that you reflect on. So to both ends.
Yeah, I like that because it needs work.
Yeah,
It needs attention, consciousness.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
good.
Jim.
I like it too.
Yeah. less is more, right? So, yeah, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.